So hello everyone, we are going to start this new session in 2021 in just a couple of minutes. Just be tuned with TEDx Kake. We are here with great speaker with great background, and we all know that we have celebrated New Year in a different way. It's quite memorable also. So in just a couple of minutes, be all with us, and we are going to start with our new vision, with a new idea. And I request to everyone, those who are watching on Facebook, on social media, those who are joining on Zoom also, please be interactive and just be ready to ask any question, anything in your mind. This is such a wonderful experience that we are having today. For just in 1 hour, you will just see and feel, yes, while talking, while interacting, while hearing to great speaker, it means to lot. And we all will get enriched with all that insights. Kailash, should I start right now? I think this is a time now, as told, it's 5:30, and so we are going to start, Rashmi. First of all, I'd like to welcome each and everyone, and to all my friends, all my colleagues, all my partners, all my teammates. This is a great evening, 9th of January, 2021. TEDx Kake is back with a new webinar series. The title is again the rise of a new world, because when we have got experience from 2020, now we are in 2021. What next? What new? We are talking about new world, and what is that new world? That is spreading of happiness, love, joy. That is our purpose. And that's the whole soul objective of each and every human being. When TEDx Kake started this webinar, we all were facing a different kind of problem. Corona time, COVID time, total ambiguity, uncertainty, what would happen? Things are changing in a very positive way. And that positivity is coming from our perception, our observation, our positivity, the like-minded people taking all the correct decisions. We also have faced a lot of problems. There is no doubt on that. But leap of faith, leap of confidence, and eagerness to do things better in future, which is very important. And for that, we are fortunate that TEDx Kake is keen to bring the best ideas and to connect our local community from different corner, from different stream, so that everyone will get benefit out of this great idea. And idea has very electrifying impact to connect from heart to heart, and you will get enrichment. There is no doubt on that. In this new year, on 9th of January, we are fortunate that we are having a great speaker, not from India, though she's from India, but living in Australia. And she moved to Australia in 2012. 8 years early, she moved to Australia. She struggled, she worked, she faced a lot of challenge, but she found formula of happiness. She is an electronics engineer. She is an MBA graduate from Curtin University of Australia. Great educational experience, great work experience. She is a great mom, or rather you can say monk in a different way also. She spreads happiness. She loves talking. She loves talking to people, and while sharing her experience, I think she is a perfect mom when she will share her story, her idea. Yes, this is what is important, and this is our birthright. What she is going to tell on that. Is happiness our birthright? Yes, we should believe. And after hearing her, it would be a great insight. So from TEDx Kake, I welcome Rashmi Watel from Australia to share her insight and just to enlighten us. We are eagerly waiting to hear you. Over to Rashmi.
Thank you so much, Rajiv. This is such an exciting moment for myself, like starting 2021 one, with a collaboration with such an esteemed organization and with people like yourself who believe in spreading happiness, who believe in giving so much to others. As far as I'm concerned, of course, India is my home. I was born and brought up there. I lived almost 3 decades of my life. I lived there. And now I've been living in Australia for 8, coming to 9 years. But as you mentioned that I struggled, yes, everyone struggles when they move from one country to the other or one place to the other. So I struggled. I had my share of challenges because the environment was different. The expectation of people were different. The way things used to work when I was working as an electronics engineer in India were very different from where I live now, which is Perth in Western Australia. And I did my certification in project management. I did my MBA because I believed that, yes, education is the key to making me more happy. And I do not deny the fact that education is very, very important. Indeed, it is very, very important. However, where I found myself first, I was in a spot where I had the job, the house, the car, the kids, but I was not happy. So by the society norms, I had everything, but I still was not happy. So, in my pursuit of happiness, in my search, the journey began 2 years ago. And now, when I found the secret, I want to share it with you all. And it is my utmost pleasure, and it's an honorable moment for myself. Thank you. So, we'll be sharing the slides now.
Yeah.
So, as the title of the webinar series is that happiness is a birthright, a woman's perspective. So, of course, when a baby is born, the baby doesn't know anything. The baby is always happy as long as you feed the baby and the nappy is dry. They don't really care whether someone else said to them that, oh, you're so cute, or the mom dressed up in the right way. Are they wearing right clothes? No, it doesn't happen with a child or a baby. But as we go along our lives, we go through the society, we go through the conditioning, and the birthright that was given to us, that gets taken away from us because of the things that we go through. So, in today's talk, we will understand what is happiness. We'll also learn that what is that happy people do? Like, do they eat differently? Do they talk differently? Do they have something else in their brain? So, what is that happy people do? And what are the things that all of us can do? Not just some 5, 10, 15, 20 people around the world, or 1% or 0.5% of the world's population, but the whole entire world. What are those practical 6 things that you can do to be happy and stay happy? And then I'm going to finally give you my secret, like, the thing that I have developed, the thing that I have found for myself, that what is that you can do to stay happy for the rest of your lives. Never worry about what is happiness to someone else and stay happy. So these are the things that we are going to learn. So let's get started. So like looking at my slide here, Dave Milan is an author. So different people define happiness differently. For Dave, it means that when his 6th book gets published and is super hit, becomes the New York bestseller, that's what makes him happy. Bree, on the other side, is a spiritual advisor. So for her, when she can meditate for a long time and her clients feel the same experience that she experiences, she's happy. Whereas Michael, on the other side, he's a psychologist. He's earning a lot of money, but he rarely gets time with his family. So for him, happiness is the ability to spend time with his family. So what I want to say here is that different people define happiness differently. For me, as a mom, happiness means that my kids are healthy, they are becoming better versions of themselves. Whereas for my children, happiness is if they can get an extra ice cream bar, permission from mama. So, so moving on, a lot of us relate happiness with money. And I do not deny money is definitely a very important resource. We all should yearn to earn the money that we need. However, what if you had all the money in the world, but you still were not happy? Can your money buy happiness? It actually cannot. So you can buy things, but those things can give you happiness only for a short time. So, if you are an iPhone person, when the latest iPhone comes in, you're like, oh my God, yes, I got it. But that happiness fades away the moment Apple launches a new iPhone, right? So if we relate our happiness to money, then of course, it is much bigger than money. This is what I want you to take away from this slide: happiness and social connections. There has been a lot of research done, and COVID times have shown us across the globe that happiness and social connections have a direct correlation. We all know that man and women, we are all human beings, have, are social animals, as we like to call us. So, what does social connection give you? It gives you a purpose in your life. So, if you are able to help someone, your neighbor or someone at work, you actually look forward to going to work the next day. You look forward to meeting your neighbor again, because that has given you, that social connection has given you a purpose in your life. Having friends, everyone knows that friends, they are so important to our life. But the current situation has taught us even more important things, that friends are good for your soul. So, a friend is a person you can actually share your heart out with. And we are not made to live alone. If we can enhance other people's quality of life, that's what happiness can be, rather than buying more things, buying more jewelry, buying the nicest handbags, and then feeling, did I really want this? Like, maybe my friend has a better handbag, or, the shoes for us women, like, we love to shop. But I want you to take a step back and think that I'm not saying that, do not buy the Jimmy Choos and do not buy the handbags that you love, the Guess ones or the perfumes and everything. What I'm asking you to do today, or from today onwards, is to take a step back and think, what is happiness to you? What is your passion? How is that you can help others get along and become a better version of themselves? And now, as I said to you, that today we will learn the traits of happy people. So, this is what is there in front of you. So, there are three very important traits of happy people. And this you will find across the board. Even if you do not, if you go to another country and you do not know their language, you will still find these three traits. The first one is they are always, always hopeful. So even if they're going through a very bad time, hope is what will keep them alive. They'll always be hoping that yes, tomorrow is going to be a better day. Yes, I'm having a bad experience, acknowledging the situation, but then instead of going down the rabbit hole with the negative thoughts, they tend to learn from the experience and be hopeful for the future. The second trait, they approach life with zest, with zeal, with energy. They don't get up in the morning and like, oh, why do I have to get up? Like, why did the sun rise? Why did that go wrong? Why there is not water in my tap? They do not go like that. They always approach life with lots of enthusiasm, lots of energy, because they are grateful. And that's the third trait that happy people have. Of course, we should yearn for earning more in our life, becoming better versions of ourselves, achieving our goals, our targets. However, if we are not grateful for what we have, say, for example, myself, like, I'm wearing this beautiful dress that my husband gifted to me. But if I want, five more dresses as an example, to all the women out there. But if I'm not grateful for this dress, no matter how many more I buy, I'll never be content. So being grateful is the third trait that happy people have. They're always grateful for what they have. And this is the third thing that I offered you in the beginning that we are going to learn. So what is that you, me, and everyone can do to stay happy forever? And the first thing is do random acts of kindness. And sometimes, people say that it's COVID times. I can't even go out. What are you talking, Rashmi? But you can be kind to yourself instead of being judgmental that, oh my God, I need to lose 5 kgs. Then I'm going to be, happy. Or this dress doesn't work, or my daughter didn't get the highest marks in the school. Just leave all that negativity and do be kind to yourself. First, start with yourself and then start being kind to your family, to your husband, to your parents, to your in-laws, anyone in and around you. And whatever, even kind words, like if you cannot do things because of your current situation and you are in lockdown, I totally understand that. But you can be kind with your words, and words have so much power. The second thing that we all can do is volunteer and help others. So when we volunteer, we know globally, we know that volunteering gives you a high in terms of happiness, because again, what we are doing is we are helping others. And by the act of helping others, we are getting that purpose in our life. We are getting that happiness by helping others. The third thing is keeping a gratitude journal. Again, I am high on gratitude. Like, I'm not kidding. Like, I write myself every single day. So the moment I get up in the morning, of course, I do my morning prayers. After that, I write down the 10 things that I'm grateful for. Sometimes people say that, 10 things, oh my God, it takes a long time. It does not take a long time. It is only 5 to 10 minutes. But then you're starting your day on a very positive note. You're like, oh my God, these are the 10 things that I already have. It, it gives you that energy. It gives you that enthusiasm to go to your day and make more out of it. Forgive quickly with meaning. Number 4. This is my personal favorite. I learned it the hard way. We tend to be very forgiving when it comes to others, especially we as women. We are always, okay, that's fine. The kid did this, my daughter did that, or my son did that, or my husband didn't come on time, my friend did something. So we're okay to forgive others, but then we do not forgive ourselves. If we make dinner and it gets burnt, then we are like, oh my God, what did I do? Why? So again, just like kindness, same with forgiveness. Start with yourself. If you have made a mistake, that's okay. Learn from that mistake. Learn why did the dinner got burnt, as an example. Maybe, your attention was not there. Maybe the gas was too high. Maybe, you went on WhatsApp or you went on Instagram and you were chatting with your friends while the food was getting burnt. So learn from the experience, but forgive yourself and others. Forgiving yourself is important, but forgiving others is even more important, because not forgiving others means that you are, it's equivalent to drinking poison yourself and expecting someone else to die. So if you hold grudges, it's not going to help. So forgive quickly with meaning. The fifth one that I have for you all is exercise mindfulness. This is a big one for you all ladies out there. We are designed differently from men. So we do tend to multitask and think about, okay, I'm doing this, and I'm thinking when we are at work, we're thinking about the home. When we are at home, we're thinking about what we need to do at work. When we are with our kids, we are thinking about, oh, maybe I need to do the washing, or maybe I need to prepare the lunches. So what I want you to do is slow down. I want you to slow down, and I want you to exercise mindfulness, which is very, very simple. Just be present in the moment. So if I'm doing this talk here right now, my brain and my body is with you all, not thinking about what the kids are doing. Are they asleep, or are they sleeping, or they're making some fun while mama is doing a talk. So keep it very simple. Just focus on one thing and be present. It can be a little bit difficult, but there are plenty of mindfulness exercises that you can practice, and it'll help you increase your focus as well. The sixth and the biggest one is be the best version of yourself. A lot of us don't get it. It took me 38 years to understand that the best thing to do is to invest in yourself. And we as women rarely hesitate doing that. We will buy the nicest jewelry, we'll spend a lot of money on gold, on our clothing, on our dresses, on our shoes, on our kids, on our husbands, but we'll not spend and we'll not invest in ourselves. And when I say become the best version of yourself, what I mean is that I want you to not compare yourself with others. Because if you're comparing yourself with others, then you're looking at someone outside of yourself. I only want you to become a better version of yourself. Just compare yourself with what you were yesterday to what you are today, and be focused in that direction. So moving on, my final secret that I've learned, and these are my final words. This is something that I want you all to take away. Happy people do not seek validation from anyone or anything outside of themselves. So, happiness is like a butterfly. If you chase happiness, you will not find it. But if you look within, if you go inwards and you find out that, okay, if I do something wrong and I hear from my manager or at my home from my parents or my in-laws, it does not matter. That's okay. It is a situation, and then there is a response. However, I know that I have learned from this, and I'm going to try my best to do not make that mistake again. So what I want you to do is take away all the validation. Do not think that I'll be happy, when my husband brings roses back home. Do not think that I'll be happy that when, my kids, they actually get the top ranks in some of the best colleges. Do not think that I'll be happy when my parents say that, oh my God, Rashmi, she's the best daughter. Because that's something that I've learned, that although happiness is our birthright, but no one actually ever teaches us that go within and find out what makes you happy. We always are taught to become good daughters, good mothers, good wives, partners, and good individuals. But no one ever says, Rashmi, go do what makes you happy. And that is a woman's perspective on happiness. That happiness, yes, it's our birthright, but how do we remain happy? By going inwards, finding your passion, finding your purpose, and staying there. So if you'd like to stay in touch, you can reach out and book a session with me at reachrashmi.com. Otherwise, my social details are available as well. Thank you very much.
Extremely thankful for this great insight, Rasmi. You have clearly mentioned what is happiness, how to achieve happiness, how to be happy. And in your narration, you have mentioned volunteering, gratitude, forgiveness, exercise mindfully, and be the best version of yourself. So if I ask you, when you say exercise mindfully, people go to gym, people go for many activity, but when they come back from gym or from their activity, they are also coming with a lot of stress. It's not going down. What to do? What message you want to give to them? Or what you mean to say by mindfully exercise?
So, what I mean by practice mindfulness is that be in the moment. And if you really want to be in the moment and not be stressed about things, start practicing meditation. It can be a little bit hard to start with, but start with small timings, like 3 to 4 minutes. Start with guided meditation, because what meditation does to you is that we are all busy. We live in the 21st century. We are all busy individuals, and then our brain is designed to do one thing and the other and then the other, and then there is no stopping. So my mantra to stay mindful is to practice meditation, because that's the only time that you actually sit down and you try to just observe your thoughts as a third person. So that really, really helps to calm your thoughts and reduce the stress. And of course, breathing is a no-brainer. Like, we all know about it, but we do not practice it. So I put reminders that every 15 to 20 minutes, if I'm working on a project or something, otherwise hourly, that I have to breathe and take some deep breaths.
Yeah. So that's the best way actually. Whenever you are in any sort of activity, if you are going to gym or if you are doing any outdoor activity, be present 100% and give your 100% at that time.
Exactly.
That's my understanding. When you say mindfully to do anything, it means yes, to be totally engrossed with that activity fully, so that you will enjoy, you will learn, and you will get the best outcome from those activity also.
Definitely.
In this present world, people are having a lot of problem. People say we are totally surrounded, stuck, and we are having multiple kind of problem, whether family, professional, at a different level also. How to overcome those things? By adopting an activity of volunteerism. Volunteerism is one of the best service, but people say I don't have time. What message you want to give to just get some time and do some volunteer work with their own passion, with their own likings? How to do it?
So what I would say there, Rajiv, that's a very, very common problem across countries, across age groups, that I don't have the time. So what I say when someone says that I don't have the time, I say, like, let's do a simple maths. There are 24 hours in a day. Let's leave the 8 hours for sleeping, and let's leave the 8 hours for your work. So that is 16 hours. Let's leave another few for your daily activities, like bathing, brushing, and all that. That still leaves you, even if we give 4 hours more for that, that still leaves you with 4 hours in a day. 4 hours. And like, say, for example, sometimes people say that, Rashmi, you live in Australia, you don't travel, there's not much traffic, but I go through traffic and everything, so I give 2 more hours for that. What about the rest of two? There's still 2 hours left in the day. So it's all about understanding that where is my time going. And simple technique is, get a notebook, get a pen, write down where is your time going, and do you actually do not have the time, or you're wasting your time or not investing it wisely.
Because time is very limited, in the sense in a day there is only 24 hours and it is for everyone.
Absolutely.
You cannot stretch a time in a day, but what you can stretch your activity, you can plan, you can do things in an organized way, and then you will find, yes, there are a lot of time to do some constructive work where you will serve the society, you will also feed your happiness. So that's the best way also. So this is, we need to understand, first of all, to understand, yes, we want to manage the things as per our own interest.
Yes.
And one very important thing, again, it's related to time also. How to manage our personal life whenever we are stuck, whenever we are in problem. People say work on yourself, work constructively on yourself. What do you mean by that?
So what I mean by that is, do personal development, and it could be each and every sphere of your life. So for example, for myself, I struggle sometimes with my health. Like, I'm busy with the kids, with my two businesses, with my with the stuff in and around the house. So I struggle to find time for my health, to be able to exercise or to be able to go on walk and swims, what I really enjoy. However, I struggle. So when I say that I want people to focus on certain activities, sometimes it becomes a struggle. And what you can actually again do is focus on what is that, where is your time going, and whether there are troubles or not. Like I always tell people that whether you are an individual working for someone or working for yourself, or whether you're the prime minister or the president of a country, we all have the same time. Our problems do vary, but we all face problems. So it's our mindset that helps you overcome. So for example, say in the beginning today, we were having some technical issues, and I was not able to get on. So one way was that I was like, oh my god, this is not working. I could have panicked, you guys could have panicked, but we did not, because we know that okay, wherever there is a problem, there is always a solution. So when I say work on yourself, what I mean is that find out what is that you need to work on for yourself. If it is health, then find out how you are going to manage your health. If it is um, if it is, for example, you get anxious, then find out what are the trigger points and work on them. Personally, I do read a lot, and one of my all-time favorite books is The Magic of Thinking Big, which has really turned my life around. So that's what I would say when I say work on yourself. Do personal development, read books, find out the areas of your life where you need to work on, and then the ways of on how to do it, they will become clearer.
Very true. Very nicely narrated, Rasmi. And one more thing, I was also wondering, people, everyone wants to be happy. There is no doubt on that. But no one wants to give time on it to understand what is happiness, because you cannot get happiness in any mall or any outside world. It is somehow you need to get experience to understand your purpose of life by doing different activity. So actually, to my understanding, it is an inward journey where you realize yourself. We have already narrated it's an inward feeling. How to inculcate those feelings in your life so that you will understand what is happiness, and then you will see the world in a different way.
Yeah. So for that, I would give my personal tip that I do myself.
Yeah.
So every week, on one day of the week, for me it's Sundays, you can pick up any day that works for you. I block time in my calendar where I'm not doing anything else. So I'm not working on my business, I'm not writing a talk, I'm not writing, I'm not preparing for my podcast, I'm not doing any housework, I'm not meeting friends. So that is my time with myself, where I actually sit down and I actually think that okay, not just in the beginning of the year or the end of the year, we put up the resolution and then we are all excited in January, then by the middle of the January, our excitement weans down. We have to invest in ourselves on a regular basis. So that's what I would suggest. It's a bit hard to do, but again, just like anything else, if you plan it, as Rajiv was saying, that if you plan it, you can actually do it. So block time in your calendar that
Yeah.
this is my time I'm going to spend with myself, and I'm going to find out where is that, where is my passion, what is that I need to do, where am I going, and all these questions that we do not tend to ask ourselves, and we just tend to go with the flow.
True, very true. So in this present scenario, as we have come to know, the whole world is connected, and
Yes.
during this Corona time also, we have understood the value of human being, how to nurture happiness, how to spread happiness, how to be happy person. But I just want to just get your insight. People from those who are not connected with this modern world, actually, all those tribes, those who are still having those primitive style of their lifestyle in a remotest area of any country or any continent, wherever they are totally disconnected from this modern amenities, facility, internet, flight, all the basic needs, but they are very happy. They don't want any interference. They are living full version of their life. So should it be right to say to become primitive is a better example, or how you want to just give a message to this present world, because we are facing a lot of issues also.
Yeah.
Not to be primitive, but how to get into the mainstream and to be happy, which is our main purpose. How you correlate these two things?
Yeah, that's a very, very good question, Rajiv. What I would like to say here is that if the audience is aware of one of the best books, I would say, not from a religious perspective, but from a learning perspective, and that is Bhagavad Gita. And what again, the same thing was said there, that this time will come where there'll be so many distractions, there'll be so much suffering, but then this is the time where we have a lot of amenities and access to information. So that's the today's world. Whereas people who are still in the primitive, people who are living in their tribes yet, or the indigenous people of Australia, they follow their own rituals. I would say they are two different worlds. But then whether you are in world 1 or you are in world 2, as long as you understand that I am not seeking validation from anyone or anything outside of myself, you can be happy. So if you know that, okay, I did a mistake, or things did not go by plan, I did not, say for example myself, like, I, after I finished my 12th in long time ago, I wanted to be a doctor. I did drop for 1 year. I prepared. I did a lot of hard work, but still I could not clear my MBBS exams, and I'm an engineer now, and now I'm a public speaker. So if I would have just focused on that, okay, I wanted to be a doctor and I did not become one, and now I cannot be happy. So if you just seek validation from anything outside of yourself, you can never be happy. You have to accept the fact that happiness lies within me, because our senses are all limited. Like, if you, for example, if someone likes to eat a certain food, and they can continue to eat that food, but after a certain point in time, that sensation of that food giving you that taste, that pleasure, oh my god, it's so yummy, that dies down. So that's what our Gita, Bhagavad Gita also says. Krishna says that happiness is a butterfly. If you try to catch it, you will not get it. But if you go within and find that I'm not seeking validation, I know I'm good enough. I'm not worried about the judgment of other people. And I think that's the difference between people that are living in world 1, where we have all the distractions, we have all the social media. We post something and then we are seeking instant validation. We want people to like, comment, say
True.
things on our post. And if we don't get that, we are like,
Yeah.
you know, and that's the difference. They are not facing that because they do not live in that world. But again, in that world, if they start seeking validation from their other tribe people or other fellow members, and say that, if they say good things to me, then I'll be happy, then they'll also face a similar dilemma.
Very true, very true. So actually, people are aware of the beauty of happiness and love, and it is so economical in the sense it has no cost. It has no cost. It is just your feeling to connect to yourself and to understand what it is. Still, we are not ready, or we are giving excuses also, or we are stuck in a different world, and we are surrounded by multifold problem. Sometimes I get confused ki what exactly we want, why we are justifying the things ki we are surrounded by many problems. If there is a free of cost happiness which is just in front of me, we need to work on it, act on it, and just give some time. We are not ready for that. Why this childish behavior inside us, that even knowing we are not acting accordingly? How to drive for such thing?
Yeah, so I would say it's just a change in your mindset that you need to do. So in my programs, I offer this mindset training that you need to train your brain to think positively. So 80% of thoughts in any person's brain, unless you have trained your brain, are negative. Only 20% of the thoughts are positive.
Yeah.
And just look at this glass. Someone can say that it's half full, or someone can say it's half empty. But the
Yeah.
one who says that it's half full is looking at it from a perspective that, yes, look at it, there's still water. Whereas someone who says it's half empty
Yeah.
is looking at it from a different perspective, that, oh my God, there's only little water left. So just that change in mindset, that change in perspective, that is needed. And that will help us all to find happiness, to pursue our passions, to become better versions of ourselves.
Very true. Very, very rightly said, Rasmi. Just to change your perception and just see the world from a new way, because the canvas is so beautiful. And if you just adjust your lenses, when you adjust your lenses, then you feel and you find things become very beautiful. So it's all your perception, and just try to keep connected with the world, grasp the thing, accept the surrounding. That's my little understanding. Accept the surrounding and keep doing your karma or activity and keep engaging yourself and try to be in a present. Now I'm going to ask a little bit your personal journey also,
Sure.
because I was just going through your profile, then I found that you are electronics engineer. Then while moving to Australia, you did MBA from Curtin University of business, and you might have worked in a corporate for many years, working women. Now I can say ki working monk you are trying to become while spreading happiness and enjoying your life. How this shift helped you to take such a vital decision in your life?
Yeah. So I always share this with people, that I'm an entrepreneur by
Yeah.
circumstances.
Okay.
So if yeah, so if it wasn't if it wasn't for my circumstances, I would have been happy in my corporate job. Like, I started my career with a company called Siemens, which based out of Gurgaon in Delhi, next to Delhi, and I was very happy. I was very happy. I was doing the work, and I was fresh out of college, and I started working with a multinational. The salary was great. And then I moved through different organizations. From Siemens, I moved to Alcatel, which became Alcatel Lucent. And then I was so fortunate that I got a transfer from that company because I was working for a global team. So I came to Australia and I did not have to look for a job. But the luck did not last long. So I was made redundant. That was the first shock that Australia gave me. Coming from India, working for more than 15 years, I had no idea what redundancy meant. I know things are a bit different now, but I was shocked and I was shaken that there is something wrong with me, that they are asking me to leave. So that was the first shock. Then I did my certification in project management. I picked myself back up and I started applying for jobs, which I really, really struggled with, because people or the organizations here, they were looking for local experience. And they did not count my experience as local because I was working for the global team with Alcatel Lucent. And then I got my first job in Australia for a not-for-profit organization, just plain through networking. And although I was overqualified for the role, I took the role thinking that, okay, I'm going to get into the job market. And then when my second daughter was born, I have two girls, and I like to call them future leaders, because that's what I believe our children are. They are the future of the world. They are the future leaders. So when my second daughter was born, I was asked to come back to work, and she was 5 months old. And I thought to myself that they are asking me to come back. Like, there must be something good in store for me. However, I was asked to leave the moment the project finished. And that was the next shock that Australia gave me, that you are just a number. You are just a number in someone's scheme of things. So I started looking for something that I could call myself, like, my own business. But since we were back from double income to single income, I couldn't get a loan. I could not start traditional business. So I started a business, very small business, where I help people save money on the bills. And From there, I moved on, and then that business was part-time, and then I got back into the workforce. But then my younger daughter, she has some health issues. She has eczema and a few other food allergies. So every time I used to go to work, I used to get a call that, she has had something, come back, she has had a reaction. And at last year, or rather in 2019, I told my husband that, this is not working.
Yeah.
The mom inside me does not give me permission that I leave my daughter in such a condition that every time I'm dreading to look at my phone because I can get a call anytime. So I decided that, okay, I'm going to find something. And I started this journey within myself. I attended seminars, worked with business coaches, and I finally found my passion, which is public speaking. And now, in the short time that I have been running my public speaking coaching business, I have hit several milestones. And that is not to brag anything to anyone, but just to let all of us or all of you know that when you find your passion, it doesn't matter how old you are. I've turned 40 last year. So it doesn't really matter what age you are at. If you find your passion, pursue it, because then everything becomes so much simpler. So right now, I run two businesses. I work from home. I work in and around their schedule, and I have no mom guilt because I'm actually enjoying their childhood. So it's not that I have to wait till they have kids and I should be spending time with my grandkids. I'm happy that I'm giving them the values that I wanted to give to them. So totally an entrepreneur by circumstances.
Very, very nice, Rasmi, very nice. So now I have a question from our audience. Miss Sivangi Chaudhary, she wants to ask a question. She has put her question in chat box. And her question is, ma'am, how do you attain happiness in your corporate job? Is your mental state same throughout when you were doing your job? What was the condition and how you managed yourself to be happy throughout your work life?
Sure. So the way I would say is that initially when I started working, that was back in 2002, that was my first job. And there was all this excitement that, okay, finally, I've finished my education. I'll be pursuing, I've got a job. So I did my diploma and I started working, and then I pursued my engineering degree part-time. So I was very excited. I was very happy because it was a lot of money, 10,000 in INR at that time. So it was a lot of money. So I was very, very happy. But then as I started working, what I realized was that after a certain point in time, I was getting bored. I did not like what I was asked to do, repeated tasks. And then when the moment I realized that, okay, I'm not liking it, then what I did was I started looking for internal vacancies, and I found a vacancy and I shifted within the organization. So my message to you, Shivangi, is that if you find yourself in a spot where you are not happy, then believe me, you are not a tree. You can move.
Very
So
true.
absolutely. And a lot of the times we are so scared because there is that fear of losing what we have. I'm not saying quit your job. I don't believe in that. I always tell my clients and everyone that I come in contact with that unless the new place that you want to go to is sorted, do not leave your current income source. In my situation, it was totally different. It was circumstantial. But then, I had my husband who was working full time. So we did not have to struggle for money. And I'm so grateful for that. But my message to you, Shivangi, is that your mental state is more important than anything in the world. So if
True.
people are giving you trouble, if you do not like where you are, upskill yourself if it is skill based. If it is applying for a new job, you can always do that. And even within the organization, you can actually find those connections. And that's what I said in my talk, that the power of that social connection, the people knowing your name and your face. So that's what I learned in my corporate job, that you should always know one person above your boss, so that when decisions get made, you get the benefit.
Yeah, very rightly said, Rashmi. I think Sivangi must have got the right suggestion also. we have Miss Pooja, and her question is how to be calm when you are on a very nervous stage, just like going for a public speaking or attending any college on a first day, and you are feeling very nervous. What to do?
Yeah. So that's again a very good question, Pooja. Was it Pooja?
Yeah, Pooja.
Yeah. So, Pooja, it's a great, great question. The first thing that I would suggest you is acknowledge the feeling. Most of the times, what we end up doing is that, if you're feeling scared, we try to pretend that we are not feeling scared. So, for example, like you said, that if you're going, if it is your first day at college, or if you're going for an interview, a lot of us pretend. And I do not believe in that. I do not preach that or practice that, and I do not tell this to my clients as well. And recently, one of my mentees, she is from Sri Lanka and she got a job here in Australia. And I exactly gave the same tip to her that if you are nervous, accept it, acknowledge the feeling. So if you acknowledge the feeling, what you are doing is that you're telling your brain that, okay, I am nervous, I am anxious. And then, as me and Raji were talking about it earlier, breathe. And if you are in a situation where you are facing someone, just say. So if, for example, if I get nervous in front of an audience, I say that, I am nervous. I am anxious. Like today,
Yeah.
I posted on LinkedIn that I am excited, but I am a little anxious as well. So it's very important to acknowledge the feeling, use breathing, and then tell yourself that even if you make a mistake, that's okay. The world is not going to end.
Correct. Very, very, very true, Apna. And that's the best way actually. Acknowledge, accept, and accordingly act accordingly. Everyone has got that experience whenever they had chance for
Yeah.
first attending school, college, or going on a stage also. That little bit fear is inside. Just take it out from your body and then just relax and just go with all the great experience you are having. Things will change. You have also rightly said, Rashmi, finding passion.
Mhm.
Finding passion is very important. Until and until you don't find your passion, your work life and your other life, you will always find that some sort of mess is there.
Yeah.
So people, we keep searching, working, and trying to find what is my passion that I'm good at. I like it. How to find that passion? That is also very important.
Definitely, definitely. And I think that's the biggest
Yeah.
key or the simplest key to happiness if you can find what you are passionate about. But to do that, what I suggest is that you go back to your childhood,
Yeah.
because that was the time where we do not have social inhibitions. We are not worried about the fear of judgment. We are not worried about what others are going to think. If you see a child, like they don't care how they are dressed, whether their hair is done properly, whereas you look at them a few years later, the moment they become teenagers, they are very conscious, and that's all the social conditioning. So to find your passion, what I recommend is that go back to your childhood and find out what is that you enjoyed. Personally, for me, I really enjoy painting. But what I have again found out for myself is that, of course, I'm great at painting. It gives me good happiness, but it's not something that I would like to pursue as a career. So go back to your childhood, find out what made you happy when you were a child. So in the 10 to 12 age group. And is that something that you can actually, is that something that you want to pursue as a career, or to make money out of it? You can make money out of anything as long as your focus is laser sharp, that okay, this is what I want. And money is not a scarce commodity. That's again a mindset thing that I go through with my clients, that money is not a scarce commodity. There is more than enough. Believe in abundance. But go back to your childhood, find out what made you happy when you were a child, and find out, like, see the feasibility. Is that something that you can pursue and make it your career? And if you have a conflict, you can always uh, write it down and say that, okay, these are the 5 things that I like about this. This is the 5 thing. Wherever you struggle, so that's not what you should be pursuing. Where you could write fluently, that's what you should be pursuing.
Very true, very true. Rasmi, we have a question from Mr. Satish Pandey, and he has written a little bit longer question also. Let me first of all read, and then you
Sure.
can just throw your insight.
Sure.
Yeah. Life is a choice. It is yours life. Choose consciously, choose wisely, choose honestly. Finally, choose happiness. That is one statement. Now, an excerpt from recent book by Bronnie Ware, he has quoted, top 5 regrets of the dying states to find happiness through following regrets.
Mhm.
I wish that I had let myself be happier. I wish that I had let myself be happier. I wish I had stayed in touch with my friends. I wish I would had the courage to express my feeling. I wish I did not work so hard. I wish I would had the courage to live it a life true to myself, not the life others expected of me. Question is ki how? If you are suffering from those stages, how to overcome, how to connect, how to have a little bit confidence on yourself, that you talk to your friends, you read some good books, you surround yourself with some good person. Question is ki how? For such a in such a situation, and the
Yeah.
presently most of the youth and people from a different age, also from a professional life, from a corporate life, because of a different stress and different problem, people are ready to give their life. Even I don't understand.
Yeah. Yeah. It is. It's a bit sad that's the extent that people are ready to go. I would answer this question in a very simple manner, something that I live by myself. And again, I have learned it through life experience. No one in my family, like my parents' side and my in-law side, no one has done business. I'm the only one who's bitten by the bug. But what I would like to share here is that when I started my first business, I wanted to do everything myself. And I wanted to try this, that, and I had that employee mindset. Because when we work for someone else, we have that employee mindset, and we want to get paid by the hour, or we expect a paycheck at the end of the month, whether we have met the targets or not. If you're in a sales role, it can be a bit different. But again, the point that I'm making here is that I wanted to do everything myself. I did not want to get help. I did not want to seek help. And that's again that's very natural to us as humans, that we want to do everything ourselves. Whereas when I decided that, okay, I was in a situation where I had to decide something as an income source. And when I started my second business, I was very clear that I cannot do this by myself. Just accepting and acknowledging the fact that I do not have to do everything myself, I can seek help. I hired myself a business coach, and she helped me go through the process and run a successful business, because she has done what I wanted to achieve. So, to answer your question, Satish, I would say that if you find yourself in a situation where you do not know where to go, and seek help, find yourself a mentor.
Yeah.
There are enough people around the world who have gone through the situation that you are in right now and have moved out of it. So seek help, get yourself a coach, get yourself a mentor, and that will help you build your confidence, because that's what I teach, and that's what my business is, Confidence Speakers Academy.
Yeah, that's very true, Rasmi, and that's the best way also. And actually, it is a quote by Satish. He does not mean by asking about his stature. He just trying to
Okay,
get he's just trying to get his answer,
sure.
as there is a quote from the book. But for
Okay,
those people, those who are having such kind of problem,
yeah,
try to just channelize your negative energy at that time. At any
yes,
state of mind, there is a kind of energy which is flowing inside you and which is disturbing you. Try to channelize, just give a pause and think how to channelize. Go for walk, go for run, go for cycling, go for swimming, go for any activity that you like, any activity that you like. Go to any such friend that you like and you have trust. There must be one friend in and around you. There must be one activity. There must be one scene. There must be one star that you want to watch. Just go and just be with that and feel how the life is beautiful. And that's the whole purpose of life, to understand your life and all that stress that those people are suffering. Even I want to give a message for those. Don't give your life. This is one amazing blessings that we all are born with. We all are born with. And why we are just doing such a inhuman activity? Actually, it is not at all acceptable. And this is the whole responsibility of whole humanity, to spread happiness through your different workshops, seminar. People are engaging in a different way. And I request Rasmi also, this is the time, this present world, they want a great leader from a women's side. We are looking this world that which to be properly addressed, that to be properly taken care by all those great women leaders. To my understanding, they are more compassionate. They are more keen to serve the society. They are more keen to bring happiness all around the society. And for that, if you bring or make an army all across the world, by great sharing of your experience, things will change. And this is a small step, what you are doing. That's a great thing, that you are touching the heart. You're touching the heart, you're transforming them, you are giving a positive vibes. So that's a great thing what you are doing. Let me check, someone has also asked, yeah, Satish has given, yes, this is an amazing suggestion, and he's giving thank you to you. So what's your great message? What's your great message to the world? Because the world is watching. When we talk about a webinar, when we talk about this online session, the beauty of online session is that the world is watching, and that is the positive sign.
Yes, yes, definitely. And I really want to once again thank you, Raji, for this amazing opportunity. And my message to the world is, to all the ladies out there, realize how powerful you are. You are the creator, but we voluntarily give our power away. So I want you to realize that you are very powerful. Teach, first accept it yourself, and then teach this to your children. So we need to step up and accept that we are powerful. No matter what situation you are in, you have the power to change that situation, to move out, or to change that situation. So accept that you are powerful and raise the next generation with that belief, with that conviction that they will change the world. So first you need to accept it, that you can be that messenger of change, and then give those values to your children so that they can make this world a better place.
Very true, very rightly said, Rasmi. And all your suggestion, your insight, your experience, I think everyone who are watching and who will watch on a different platform. So it's a great moment for everyone. And thanks, Rasmi, from TEDx Kake team. And we are very grateful to host you. It was very wonderful session and very insightful. Question asked by audience and participants, they also got a very good insight from you. And we are looking forward many more interaction, many more sessions, so that together we will spread this happiness. Together we'll bring the world in a better place, where people will live in a proper way, live their life in a wholesome way, and they will also understand the beauty of happiness. So that's the best thing that we can do together. And it's a great moment. I'm thankful to all my participant friends, my teammates, and all my media person, those who will help me in spreading this message. And from core of heart, the whole TEDx Kage team, Rasmi, we are grateful that you from Australia, you just narrated your story, your experience, your ideas, which is very fruitful and very impactful. We are looking forward. And again, once again, thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Raji.